Hey, I got this week's produce box. Want to see what's in it this week and what we can make up or what we're going to have to do because of what we got. Let's take a look in here. Let's see, in the produce box this week, I've got my notes from the produce box. I chose box B this week, so I'm going to get endive, broccoli, white new potatoes, a pint of blueberries, asparagus or tomatoes, dill, cilantro, and squash. That's some kind of bounty this week. How many food groups do you eat each day? Do you enjoy the samples? Some tips about escarole. There's escarole in my box, so something different for escarole. Some recipes for me, notes about the local farmers. Oh, and here's a very helpful item, which is what is in season when in my area in North Carolina. Really cool. So let's see what we got in the produce box this week. I've got some white potatoes here, beautiful new white potatoes. A pint of blueberries. Fresh blueberries will be great with some shortcake or shortbread or something like that. Here's my yellow squash. Those look really nice. Zucchini as well. Turnips. Oh, and this broccoli. Look at this beautiful from the farm fresh broccoli. Here's my escarole lettuce. This is a very bitter lettuce. I really like it. Italians make soup out of it, use it in soup because it's so hearty. It's like greens. Here's my cilantro. Oh my, squeeze a leaf. Smell your finger cilantro. Oh my goodness, what the heck? What am I going to do with this tumbleweed of dill? I mean, it's incredibly fragrant. I might just put it in a flower pot like fresh flowers in my house. But I mean, this is a month's worth of dill or more if you made gravlax every day. Ooh, gravlax, good idea. If you made gravlax every day, this is still a month's worth of dill, and it's going to go bad in 3 or 4 days at most. So what do you do when you have an overabundance of herbs that somebody has sent you or that you've grown in your garden? Let me show you one thing to do with a really fine leafy herb like dill. We'll take care of this and have enough dill for the entire summer. After a thorough washing, because they did come from the farm and they do grow in dirt, no doubt, I want to get rid of any foreign objects that would be in there and rinse it really, really well. There we go. Kind of beat some of the water. Just get the water off it. If you have one of those salad dryers, fine. But it's a little strange to be wetting down your dill to get all the dirt off it because it came from the farm. So foreign creatures, bugs, perhaps just plain old dirt, good to wash it off. Now if we want to retain this much dill, we have so much dill we can't possibly use it all. There's one of two ways that we can go. First, we can freeze it, and having it dried off is going to be the most important step in freezing it, because if you put it in your home ice chest, which freezes things at a very slow pace, the water is going to expand as it freezes. It ruins the texture of any fresh herb or vegetable. That's why they come out mushy. You can't defrost them like you could a chicken breast and retain its texture. So getting the water off it is the most important part, and I'll show you how to freeze that. Or we just continue with drying. If you've got a clothesline in your garage or in your basement, hang up some dill stalks and let them dry for a week or so. Then you can clip them and you've made your own dried dill. But you know, this is a good amount of dill here. This is expensive. I'm not willing to just let it go bad in 3 days because I know I'm not going to use it immediately. I've got 2 towels laid down on my countertop, and I'm going to have to dry this dill completely. But it's kind of a processing process. Imagine you're a farm worker somewhere, because if I want to dry this dill, I don't want all the moisture that's in these heavy stalks. So I've got a pair of scissors here, and I'll just go ahead, and I've got my clipped off pile on the left hand side. You see over here is kind of my trimmed dill stalks. Now, is this worthwhile to you? Well, sure. If you love dill the way that I do and you don't want to grow it yourself, and you don't want to be constantly buying dill because it can get expensive, then you can go ahead and process dill in this fashion. Then after just a few minutes, I've got my stalks and my trimmed dill leaf. And you know, this took less than 5 minutes or so. Method number 2 would be to get a sheet pan with a rack on it, and this is so the air can get under and above the dill, and in a single layer lay some of this dill on the sheet pan. And then when your oven reaches a temperature of about 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about as low as it'll go. If it'll go to 150 Fahrenheit, great. Put it in there and then turn your oven off.